Hello, my tea lovers! Wow, guys, first of all, I just want to acknowledge the fact that I can see you supporting me. In less than a week, I moved from 39 subscribers to 61. Thank you so much for my small community. At least I can see progress, and yeah, please continue to share my videos, like them, and comment anything you want to comment, any suggestions, any videos that you would like me to do. Today I'm bringing you an awesome video, a highly required video, really, not only on my channel but mostly South Africans, but anyone actually who's watching, this may help you. I'm going to be telling you the typical questions that you will get on your interview. Interviews are always nerve-wracking, and it's even worse when you are doing an interview on the internet or via Skype or WeChat. So you don't know what to expect, and you probably are not even used to it. It's your first time. So these are the questions that you will maybe get like 80%, if not all of them. Sometimes you won't even get all of them. So okay, let's get into the video. Oh yeah. Okay, the first question is, tell me about yourself. Introduce yourself once again. So this is where you will do another self-introduction, but now the difference is that you are actually telling someone. So you are telling a story about yourself. So be sure that you practiced. And if you have a nickname, guys, a nice nickname, please use it, because unlike any other people, it's going to be hard for them to pronounce Tlogonelo, Domzanele, Sinenhlanhla. Try to have as an easy nickname for them to use. So you introduce yourself. I'm Tando. I'm 25 years old. I'm from South Africa. I have a bachelor's degree in the fields of biomedical sciences. Blah 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 blah. Everything that you did. Oh, my nose is so itchy. I don't know why. Everything that you did in your self-introduction video and everything that is on your CV. So now is your chance to tell a story to someone. And then the next question is, what are your strengths? Okay, strengths, they may ask for one or two, but it just depends. Just make examples. So I'll mention a few, actually one. My strength, I pay attention to detail. So that means I like to plan ahead of time. So I'm a planner. I pay attention to detail. That. And then they will ask you, what are your weaknesses? So upon me being a planner or paying attention to detail, it can also be a weakness, because that means sometimes I may lose track of time. My time management may lack, because I will want to perfect something that I'm planning and then I end up losing time. Okay, you want to mention things that are easily rectifiable. They don't want to know a whole lot of things, weaknesses, that you get angry quickly, all those things, because you are going to be dealing with children. So you don't want to mention those things. And if you do have that weakness, go find a way to rectify that, or to better manage your anger issues. So yes, and then let me just check. I wrote everything down on my phone. Just want to check the other questions. Okay, what do you know about the company? Mostly big companies will ask you that. Small companies, they will not ask you that question, because that means they are not that famous. So big schools such as my school, First Leap, English First, Cambridge, Maple Leaf, etc., they will ask you, what do you know about us, or what do you know about the company? So that means you need to do your research. You need to know who's giving you the interview. Ask your agent to tell you more, or you can do your own research. So you will tell them that you are actually following them on the social media platforms, because chances are they will be on social media. and you can see how professional they are. You visited their website a couple of times, read everyone's reviews about them, so you do have a bit of an idea what type of a question of not of a company they are, and you know that they are in other provinces as well, and they occupy like quite a number of cities. Okay, and then the next question is, why do you want to be a teacher, and why China, to be specific? Well, okay, sometimes this is a tricky question, but it's really not. So you would just tell them your interest, really. Why did you take an interest to be a teacher in China? They want to know that you actually thought about this through and you know what you are getting yourself into. So you mentioned that you know that there's a difference between Western culture and the Chinese culture, but you took an interest upon that. And the only way to do it is to actually be in China. If you want to learn about something, it's better to see it firsthand. Why do you want to be a teacher? You are a friendly person. You get along with people, so that means you have communication skills, type of thing. Mention those things, and you can also mention that you do have experience in teaching if you do. Okay, you can mention that. And then, why do you want to leave your job if you are employed currently? Why do you want to leave your job? So this question, guys, never ever ever, I think we know by now, never, even if you had a bad experience with your previous employer or your current employer, currently having a bad experience, never ever speak badly about your employer. So you just tell them that you just want a company to grow in, and you also like traveling, and you know that you've researched and you've seen how people are actually using the opportunity of being in China to travel to other places as well. So just mention anything, but not the truth. Never tell them that, no, my boss, I'm leaving my job because my boss is like this, or the employees are like this. You never know what you're getting yourself into. And then, what other experience do you have? Besides, let's say if you don't have experience for a teacher, what other experiences do you have? You can mention things such as if you volunteered before to teach, or you volunteer sometimes to take care of children, you volunteer to do anything really. And you also need to mention if you don't have any experience, let's say you graduate, you are currently a newly graduate, or you are on your way to be a newly graduate. So you can just tell them that I have done my TEFL certificate, so I was introduced to IPA, TPR, and you are also doing some research on how to actually be a teacher, as a foreign teacher to be specific, and teach English as a foreign language. So you do want to mention the fact that you are really interested in this. You're not only just coming for the money, even though we know you're coming for the ching ching, baby. So you don't want to mention that though. And then, what are the qualities of a good teacher? So if you did your TEFL and you didn't buy it, you will know what are the good qualities of a good teacher. Good qualities of a good teacher can be anything from patience. You need to give encouragement. You know, man, you just do your research. And let me just emphasize on the encouragement. It's not only just Chinese children, but every child somewhere, they do need encouragement from their teachers. So you do want to motivate the children who are doing better and the children who aren't doing better. So encouragement and empathize, man, here and there. And then, what will you do with your naughty students or a naughty child? Firstly, what I always say is that you need to understand, why is he or she doing this? Is it because the person sitting next to him or her is the one that is being disruptive, but every time you turn around you always see that person reacting? Or maybe the curriculum is too boring for him, he's done it before, so he's bored, or it's too difficult, he doesn't understand, so he gets bored either way. or is just a plain naughty child. So this is where they want to test your classroom management skills. What will you do? You don't want to mention that you will ass whoop that kid, even though sometimes you want to ass whoop them. You don't want to shout at them, okay? And you don't want to lose any tantrums, and don't mention anything about corporal punishments. They don't do that here. But actually, for private or these other language schools, they don't do that. But I've heard stories about their actual Chinese schools. But you're a foreigner, you are this perfect angel. So you would do things such as time out. You will strip away their points or stars. Chinese kids are very competitive, so if you strip away points, that means they might not be getting a reward at the end of the class. So you would do anything around that circle, okay? And then they may ask you some general questions such as, what are your salary expectations? That is sometimes always hard, especially for a newbie, someone who's never worked before. You don't know what you're actually worth, but you don't want to mention high salary expectations, and you also don't want to go low, okay, because you are going to be working. So I always just choose, if they did stipulate, let's say we are paying between 13 to 15,000, so just mention a mark in between, just be in between. Sometimes being in between is actually more from the is too much for the company, but they always negotiate. So don't be scared to negotiate unless you really feel that, wow, I'm so experienced and I deserve the highest pay. Then by all means do bargain for your salary. And other questions, man, let's say if they open a platform for you, actually they will open a platform for you to ask questions. If it's not a well-known school, just ask them how many foreign teachers do they have, where are they actually. Let's say sometimes they will say Beijing, but it's actually, they will say Beijing, but maybe it's a town close to Beijing, but they want to mention something that will actually lure you in. So just ask for the specifics. What are the surroundings, CBDs, what you will typically find. Do you have Western restaurants, Western clubs, gyms, gym facilities, parks, tourist sites, all those things. Just get a feel. And if they ask you between an apartment or a housing allowance, if you are a newbie, always opt for an apartment, but not sharing. No one wants to share. Opt for a provided apartment, because you don't know China and you don't even know who to speak to. Maybe they will help you, but sometimes you do. What people don't mention is the fact that you do need to pay a lump sum. And Chinese, they like cash. So that means you have to pay, let's say, 6 months in advance for that apartment. And then the school will actually, let's say, give you 2,000 RMB for your housing allowance. So always opt for a provided apartment. You can stay there for as long as you want, or maybe even less, okay? You are not obliged to stay there forever. What are the other questions? I'm not quite sure, but yes, if you do have any suggestions or any other questions that I didn't mention, please comment on the comment section below and tell us what you've actually experienced. Oh, before I forget, sometimes they will ask you to do a demo. Let's say, how would you introduce a certain, let's say, category, fruit, colors, and everything like that. So do help yourself and do some research on how to introduce some of those things and how you do it. For me, the questions they asked me for the past 3 months, I've been looking for a job. As I mentioned, I want to relocate from here. So they asked me how the types of activities I actually do in my classes. So I had to explain those. But this video was solely for beginners, really. Beginners, so they won't really ask you details, especially if you don't have experience in teaching. And don't forget to smile, don't overdo it, relax, and be relatable. You don't have to be drop dead gorgeous. Yes. You don't have to be drop dead gorgeous. Just be you. Or maybe don't be you. Sometimes the you is monotonous and boring. So just practice. Watch a lot of videos on YouTube. There's quite a lot of people talking about this. So just watch and get a feel of how to do this thing. And you'll be good to go. Thank you once again for watching. I am signing out. Zai Chen.